How is it that I constantly end up in the streams that have a clingy and emotional VGoober? I mean, all VTubers are clingy and emotional, dude. That's just how it is. Okay, let's lock in because we have a 46-minute banger to watch from Internet Historian. So here we are, Cost of Concordia. If you haven't liked the video, do so. And subscribe to me on YouTube and Twitch, okay? Most people who watch these videos and these streams are not subscribed or following me on Twitch. Y'all better follow me or else I will look for you. I can hurt you. I will hurt you, okay? If you don't subscribe. I'm kidding. Or am I? Nah, I'm kidding. You promise, mommy? Jesus Christ.
The Cost of Concordia. Ship of dreams. It's been 8 years. I can still smell the buffets from their 5
We're getting stepped on, yeah. Smile.
The casino and 3-story theater had hardly been used. The gym, the day spa, the sheets in her 1,500 luxurious cabins hadn't even been slept in. Cost of Concordia cost $570 million to build.
Is that the... What's the average price for a cruise ship of this size? About that? Oh, boy.
And you could tell. You could really tell.
The Cost of Concordia.
I remember it like it was just a few years ago. We had left Civitavecchia, a port in Rome, and we were making our way to Savona.
Also, I'll say this. I feel like he's more expressive in the intro of this video than in the one for Area 51. It was kind of weird. Like, again, this is my second video of his. He's very emotive with how he was giving you that intro of the video. And I don't think he ever was like that emotive during the Area 51 video, which is nice.
It was day 2 of our 7-day journey. But that ship, she was cursed.
Oh my god.
When she premiered, the traditional bottle of champagne bounced right off the side instead of smashing.
A bad omen. But I'm not the superstitious type.
Nothing could go wrong on Friday the 13th of January, 2012.
On the 100th year anniversary of the Titanic. On a ship that's also only safety rated for 2-compartment flooding. Especially not when you have a 5-star max level captain like Francisco Scatino.
That's why it sank. Wait, hold on. Spoilers. Wait, what the fuck? This ship sank? Concordia? Surprise? Wait, what the fuck? It actually sunk? Although I will say this, I did know about that. I knew about the if the champagne bottle doesn't break on the ship when you throw it overboard, like, that's considered like bad luck.
A man who mysteriously rose from head of security to the position of captain within just a couple of years.
He knows exactly what to do in case of an emergency.
For example, when he caused this emergency in 2008, when he crashed into a port in Sicily. And in 2010, in Warnemünde, Germany, when he was steering a different ship and came into port too fast and caused another collision. I've got a good feeling about this.
So a guy who got into 2 crashes on boats was entrusted with piloting, or I guess, I don't even know what's the proper term for this, but he got entrusted with a boat that was worth at over half a billion. SS Sosibaka. It's called failing up. So this is just, you know, the government modus operandi. You fail up and you somehow get into more positions of power and you get to, you know, have more say over things that are way more important than you have any reason to be involved in, you know. Okay, that's very concerning. So this guy who crashed 2 fucking boats, this dude, you know, he was playing Burnout 3 takedown boat with cruise ships. Okay, he got entrusted with a boat that was worth over $500 million. That's kind of wild. That's kind of wild to me. Again, this is like the type of situation where I kind of wonder. I would kill to be like a fly on the wall during the conversations that led for him to be in that position. Like, actually.
So let's set the scene. It's a beautiful evening. People are having fun on the slides, drinks at the bar. Antonio Magnotta is playing piano at the restaurant. Martin the Magician is setting up for his show. And the ship is setting up for a little
Robert says, sounds like the governor of California. Yeah, true.
detour. It's called a sail-by salute. Basically, you get real close to the shore and honk the horn. The locals hate it, but the customers...
Jesus Christ, that air horn from like the epic MLG edits, you know, the 420 Blaze It MLG edits from 2012. Jesus Christ.
Customers love it, and it's a tradition. Scatino, the captain, comes into the dining hall with the lady, Dominica Samorton. Remember this face because you'll be seeing a lot of it later. Scatino eats his dinner with her and socializes for a little while. Then he, Dominica, and the maitre d' finish up and excuse themselves. They're heading to the bridge. It's time for that sail-by salute. This time, they're going to get closer than ever. Just 1,500 feet from the island of Giglio. And how are they going to determine this distance? Well, of course, the captain is going to eyeball it. Apparently, it's not an uncommon thing to do. Scatino turns to the fella steering, his helmsman, Jacob Ruslibin. First interesting tidbit. Costa Crociere has hired Jacob.
There's no shot. That's like proper protocol for when you're commandeering a ship of that size. There's actually no fucking way. There's actually no way. She definitely kills someone. That's a mugshot. I can't. Honestly, I'm not sure if she killed someone. I'm kind of, I think maybe she caused like an accident or something. I'm not sure if she killed someone though. I hope no one dies. You can eyeball it if you're experienced, but not protocol, but it's doable. Yeah, but okay, but like even at a ship of this size, no scoping with a ship is wild. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, dude, brother over here is trying to pull out like an op no scope, like a Counter-Strike no scope. It sounds like a tragedy, so some people definitely must have died. Oh God.
From Indonesia.
Don't say
at
that.
a rock bottom price.
Don't say
and
that.
He's a bit of a newbie to the job. In fact, his profession hitherto, a painter and a cleaner. It's his first time steering a massive ship, and he's very excited. At least, we think he is. It's hard to tell because he doesn't speak English or Italian.
By the way, that song, if you want to know where that song is from, that's the Gran Turismo 6 garage song. Yeah, that's their garage theme of Gran Turismo 6, I'm pretty sure.
Very well at all. Off to a good start. The second in command orders the helmsman to 290. Now, don't be confused by these numbers, they're just the degrees on the compass. At the same time, the captain whips out his cell phone and calls former captain Mario Palombo, who lives on the island. They chat about the safe distance to Giglio's shores. It's all very casual. Anyway, Mario says that the safe distance is between 0.3 and 0.4 miles from shore. The captain is going all in. This is not his first sail-by salute, so he's confident in what he's doing. We're going...
Keep in mind, he's confident in what he's doing after crashing 2 boats. Though this guy has crashed, or at least dinged up 2 cruise ships. And he's still thinking, yeah, I got this. Yeah, I can pull this off. Shit this shit out.
Going closer than we've ever been before.
Check this shit out,
dude. The captain's
dude.
eyeballing it again. New heading of 300, he tells the helmsman.
Scale 0 is 100,
Downstairs,
exactly.
Martin is about to cut his assistant in half. And of course, that means that there's already a lady inside this box. She's waiting for the cue, and then she'll poke her legs out. The captain is giving more orders. Pulling gently to 310. Increase speed to 16 knots. Going this fast is going to be a fatal error.
Oh my God.
But before we talk about that,
oh
let's
my
talk
God,
about
please.
another big problem.
Please.
Language barrier.
Oh no.
Because at this point, the captain says 325, but the helmsman relays 315. So the first officer intervenes and he goes, no, 335.
Oh God, it's like speaking to an Indian tech support. Oh no, dude. Oh no. Oh my God, dude. How is this video real? Oh no. Oh my God. This is so fucked up.
Which is also wrong. And then the captain clarifies, no, 325. The helmsman confirms 325.
Okay, we're back.
At a much wider angle than they think they are.
Oh no.
However, The captain should and would know this, except for the next problem. Complacency about procedure.
I swear to God, I did not pre-watch this video. I swear to God, I was going off about procedure earlier. I did not pre-watch it. I did not pre-watch this video, okay? Just to be
standard
clear.
procedure of a ship this large is for the third officer to give exact positional coordinates every time the captain gives a new directional order. But they're not doing that. 3:30, he says. The helmsman relays 3:30. The ship reaches 16 knots. The captain then turns to the second officer
I'm gonna
and instructs
crash
him
out.
to go to the left wing. That's these things here, and they basically exist so you can get a better view over the whole vessel. A few seconds pass, and then the mood starts to turn. Scatino notices white foam of waves breaking against the rocks directly in front of him in the distance. The Cost of Concordia, right now, is almost 700 meters closer to the rocks than it should be. Without deviation, there is going to be a direct collision.
Oh, shit!
Scatino immediately commands the ship to start turning away. 335. Not enough. The captain shouts, 340. The captain yells, 350. Now, remember how I said that accelerating to 16 knots was a fatal error? Well, that's because it's made this ship incapable of such a drastic turn.
Oh my
What
God,
they've
dude.
got is understeer. Here's an example.
The front end is not working. You're turning, and you're just going straight. You want to go over here, but you're going to end up over here.
Is that Willow Springs? Or does my raising autism fail me? Was that an overhead picture of Willow Springs? The racing track?
So despite the order of 350, right now the bow is still only pointing at 327.
Oh my
Not
God.
nearly enough
Jesus
to miss the rock.
Christ.
And oh no, it's about to get worse. That language barrier again. In these critical moments where every second counts, the helmsman wrongly relays 340. The captain snaps back, 350 starboard or we end up on the rocks. The third officer goes to assist the helmsman. Now, don't get confused by the orders from here. We're changing over to rudder instructions. The captain yells, starboard 10, starboard 20, and still it's not enough.
Oh my
Hard to
God, oh my
starboard.
God, oh my God,
That means
dude.
as hard as it'll go.
Oh
but
no.
at this point, even if they clear these rocks, they need to get the rest of the ship to swing around it.
Please,
So the captain
dude.
yells, midship, which centers the rudder. The bow is now less than 150 meters from Skull Rock.
Oh, it's over.
Port 10.
It's
but
over.
the helmsman only gets to port 5 before another order is given 2 seconds later. Port 20. They might just
This is so
avoid
over, dude.
disaster here, maybe. But then, oh no. One more time, the helmsman cocks up at the worst possible moment. The helmsman goes to starboard instead of port, undoing the swing.
No.
8 seconds later, he realizes the error and corrects, but it's too late. He has just turned a probable near miss into a sure hit. All they can do now is hold on as the bow of the ship narrowly passes by the rocks. Hard to port! The second officer yells, "We're gonna hit!"
Okay, at this point, the real question becomes, how many people are dying from this? I refuse to believe if this impact ends up being as bad as I think it's going to be. The real question is how many people are in this ship and how many people died from it. That's the real question now. Because these ships can hold thousands upon thousands of people. The Bluest Crown. Same, I should say that if this mistake wasn't made, the boat would have missed the rocks. Oh my God. So here's the thing, the Bluest Crown. Those simulations can't say that, but like, I feel like there have been multiple procedure-based errors being committed here. Like, maybe this last micro switch at the end could have made it so the ship didn't crash. But like, at this point, there's like so many things that went wrong that I feel like even if you didn't have like an Indian tech support, helping you steer the ship. I'm saying like India, but like the reality is the language barrier issue is what should be pointed out here. This has gone so bad that I feel like even if that little part at the end would have maybe caused it not to crash, I feel like this was going to happen eventually. Just off the fact alone that they decided to put a guy who has crashed 2 ships before to commandeer a $500 million cruise ship, dude. The company who decided on this deserves anything bad that happens after this, because this is like, was it a nepotism hire? Like, what's going on here? You know, like, what is this? What's going on? Also, hi Hunk the Hot. Okay, so are you Hunk the Hot because of Hunk from Resident Evil, or you know? Policy and procedures written in blood. There was a reason for having those, and they ignored a lot of them. Yeah, exactly. That's our point. It's crazy. Like, it's actually so crazy. That's a really good point, Pause. Those ships also have onboard medical team hospital, so now you've got even more potential deaths. True. How many people does it take to sink a ship? Perhaps they did not have enough. Let the lady sail it too. Oh my god.
Collision.
Damn. Not gonna lie, this scene over here kind of looks like he's taking a cum shot to the I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Never mind what I said. Never mind what I said. We move on. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, the pasta's flying all over the place. Mamma mia! Pasta la vista, baby.
Downtown, Nordtown.
The olive oil was still a virgin. Oh no. I'm never going on a cruise ship ever. I just thought this would happen if I went on one. Gooner, let's shut up. Shut up. Shut up. I haven't got a clue what's going on here, but act like I do. Hey, when in Rome, do as the Romans do, right?
It's day 56 of playing Russian roulette. Seems I never win.
Gonna drink all by yourself?
Somebody has to.
I hear you're
Me every Friday. Smile.
a man who's good at finding folks.
I'm many things.
I'm looking for this fella. I got to find him. It's breaking my little heart.
I'll see what I can do. I have contacts in thousands of servers in dozens of countries across the globe. And just like that, she was gone. The only thing she left was a calling card.
By the way, guys, remember, if you want to support Internet Historian, do use this code, okay?
She was gone. The only thing
Do use this code nordvpn.com/internethistorian. If you like what he does and you want to use his service, go ahead and use this. It helps him a
she
lot.
left was a calling card. Sometimes when you follow a case, it follows you back.
Is this code even usable anymore? Probably, yeah. Probably.
NordVPN can protect my online data. But who can protect me from myself? When they said this job gets easier, it was just another lie. Forensics found his password spread all the way down the block. In a perfect world, we'd all use NordVPN. But I guess this isn't that kind of story. I took the brakes off my car. Man like me never really learned how to stop.
Fuck off.
I took the steering wheel out too. I lit the road.
By the way, I was gonna mention, thank you for mentioning that model. I was gonna say it too. I actually really like the whole NordV.pin instead of, you know, like doing the play on words with the NordVPN.
Take me where I'm
I personally use Molvad VPN. That's my preferred VPN. But I've heard good things about Nord as well.
supposed to be.
I just prefer Molvad
That's right, Toots. Your husband's dead.
because you can pay with
Merry
crypto.
Christmas. Go to nordvpn.com/internethistorian for a huge discount on a 2-year plan.
The verbal explosion sound.
The ship hits rocks on the port side.
Jesus Christ. So guys, let's set the stage then, for real this time. You're at sea. It's a Friday night. It's almost 10 p.m. Okay? You're probably either bar hopping on the bars that these cruise ships tend to have, or you're maybe watching some of the, artists that play on them, or you're probably doing some type of activity at this point in the night. Okay? And suddenly, the entire boat starts to, just move all over the place. If you guys have never been to a cruise ship, one of the scariest things that can happen while you're on a cruise ship is when you are at high seas and there's a bunch of movement because the sea is unruly. If you've never been on a cruise ship before, that for me was one of the scariest things ever. If you're on a really bad day at sea and the ship starts to move any like left and right, up and down, you're gonna start to get sick. You're gonna get nauseous. You can't hold yourself up because of all the weight, because of the way the ship's moving. Imagine that, but just times 100. Okay.
A 53-meter gash opens up in the hull, and thousands of tons of water begin pouring in.
53 meters. 53 meters.
Loud scraping and bang is heard by all passengers. At the helm, there's panic. Rumblings in the dining room. Martin awkwardly pauses his act as he's helping his assistant into the box. Meanwhile, the lady inside is trapped and terrified. There's confusion across the ship. All of the crew off shift come back on duty. All officers run to the bridge. Technical crews run down to the lower decks to assess damage. On connection with the rocks, they lose propulsion and slow to 8.3 knots. And they are now adrift. Close the watertight doors at stern. Enormous volumes of water are pouring in. So much so that...
By the way, I'm sure that there is a joke here about Italians crashing boats. I'm sure there's a joke here. I just don't have the foresight to do it right now. But I'm pretty sure there's a joke here somewhere.
Within 29 seconds of collision, all 6 engines stop working through flooding. 22 seconds later, a blackout happens. Lights, electrics, the water
my
pumps,
God.
Everything. The captain orders the helmsman hard starboard. This is the final position of the rudder before power to that, too, is lost. The Cost of Concordia, now without power, is drifting starboard, plunged into absolute darkness. A quick breakdown of the flooding. When the Concordia struck land, it tore open 3 watertight compartments. At first, compartment 5, which filled very rapidly. Then 6 more slowly, 4 shortly after. Then 7, 8 and 3. Modern ships are built to withstand 2 compartment breaches. These compartments especially, though, are a problem because they contain the engines and the electrics. These main generators give power to the whole ship. From propulsion motors...
That was 5 compartments. Let me go back for a little bit. He managed to fuck up 5 different compartments. So in theory, he had at least 2 strikes that he could go for. And he could still be okay. But this motherfucker... he decided to not only go for 2 strikes, he decided to go for 5 strikes in one fell swoop. Oh my God.
7, 8 and 3. Modern ships are built to withstand 2 compartment breaches. These compartments especially, though, are a problem because they contain the engines and the electrics. These main generators give power to the whole ship. From propulsion motors to rudder to hotel functions, pretty much everything. When they went out, the ship was a functionless, sinking cage.
Oh my God.
A few seconds later, the emergency batteries for internal lighting and communications kick on. When the lights come back on, Martin has vanished. He's ditched the stage. And it caused a huge panic in the theatre, as passengers are trying to flee to their cabins and to muster stations. People already in their cabins come out and start putting on life vests. Staff rally and try to calm everyone down. Everything is fine. There's no need for vests. Please return to your cabins. The emergency generator starts. All of the watertight doors close except for door 12, which is jammed.
Oh my
The
God.
captain calls Pilot, the chief engineer, as the ship begins to list on the port side. There's water coming in? Yes, there's water. But where? The engine room. But a lot of water?
Also, are you kidding me? So you are aware that the ship has water going into it, and the protocol that you tell their passengers to follow is to go back to their cabins? There are cabins that are like right depending on the ship. From what I understand, at least the one where I went to, there were a lot of cabins really near the bottom of the ship, right? So you're telling me this guy decided, hey, you know what? I know we just had we had a breach on 5. What? I don't forgot the name of the rooms. Oh my God, I can't believe it. If nobody dies from this, I'm going to be so shocked. I'm going to be so shocked. Compartments. Thank you, Leto. So you somehow managed to have 5 compartments of the ship blow up, have water pour into them, and you're thinking to yourself, ah yes, let me go send people down there where the water is at, where one of the doors was not able to close to stop the water from seeping into the rest of the ship. For larger ships like the Concordia, it's generally only crew cabins that are below the waterline. Still though, not an advisable move. Yeah, it's still like, oh my god. If no one dies from this, I'm gonna be so fucking shocked.
Yes!
There's water, you can't go down. Let's go down the other side.
In a moment, we'll start the pumps. I'll let you know. In the theatre, the whole magic box apparatus slides right off the stage and falls into the crowd, further increasing panic. On the bridge, an announcement is being prepared. They are going to lie to prevent a panic. Let's just say we have a blackout.
To be fair, at this point, he still could not have realized the scale of this catastrophe and it needed assessment. Fair point, but also he decided to lie. I know that you have a fair point there, but at this point, listen, this is like so many levels of fuck.
The deputy chief engineer enters the engine control room. He confirms to the bridge that at least compartments 5, 6, and 7 are flooded. Announcements are made.
We want the captain to inform you that due to an electrical fault, which is currently under control, we're currently in a blackout. Our technicians are working to resolve the situation and will inform you of developments as they occur. Thank you for your attention.
Oh my god.
Coincidentally, at the same time in the restaurant, they're playing My Heart Will Go On, and it's very much not helping the situation.
You're joking. This has to be a joke. I hope he's joking.
The captain calls
If he's not joking, God has such a wicked sense of humor. I hope he's joking, because if he doesn't, dude, God has such a wicked sense of humor. Holy.
the Cost of Crisis unit. Roberto Ferro
Perfect to see here,
tells the
folks.
crisis unit that they've hit a rock, that they're assessing damages, and that they are also in a blackout. The crisis office says to reverse the ship up onto shore. Well, how are you going to do that? You don't have power to the rudder, let alone the engine. You know, hoist the sails? Anyway, around this time, the wind direction creates a starboard list, and the ship begins to turn anyway, drifting right back towards the shore.
What?
Which is a very good thing, because you want the ship to end up as close to shore as possible. A panicked passenger senses that something is off. This isn't like any electrical problem that she's ever seen. Plus, there was a massive crashing noise, and now the ship is tilting. So, she contacts her daughter in...
By the way, I know that Internet Historian is very much a... Like he's a comedic channel, but I have to say, those videos that he's showing of the ship are like legitimately harrowing to watch. Especially if you've ever been on a cruise ship before. I was on a cruise ship before, and sometimes I couldn't sleep while the shaking. Like I got nauseous on a ship, and I didn't enjoy the experience a whole lot. But it's harrowing to see that, to see like just the things that we're watching right now on video. If those videos are from the actual incident, it's actually obviously I can show you guys this, but like right now, like the hair, I feel like the, what's it called, chicken skin? Oh, dude, it's, oh my god, it's actually so scary.
Italy. The daughter then calls the police, and the police call the harbour master. While that goes on, a conversation between Pilon and Ambrosio.
The diesel is not starting.
The captain asks the engine room, but where have we made contact? Thinking that the incoming water can be reduced.
Captain, here everything is lost. The electrical panel, everything.
They're saying at this point that the ship is going down. The captain calls...
By the way, at this point, look at the timer. Between the impact, 9:45 p.m. was the impact. It's only been 25 minutes? Maybe? Almost 30 minutes? It's been 25 minutes at this point. And the ship is already like going sideways from 9:45 p.m. to 10 p.m. whatever. Doesn't matter. Point is, it's been like around 30 minutes, right? Dude, the captain at this point. And by the way, I also have another question to ask. I understand that you have to assess the situation, but surely the captain knew that he just crashed a $500 million ship, right? Like, it just kind of feels to me like he was kind of coping. You know what I mean? It really feels to me like he was just kind of coping at this point. He was like, oh yeah, we need to follow procedure. Now we need to actually start to follow the rules that it wasn't following up until this point, because surely I didn't just doom the $500 million ship with a bunch of souls on board. Surely. Yes, Scatino was in denial for the whole sinking. Mamma mia, dude. Mamma mia. Holy.
Roberto Ferrarini again. Actually, 2 compartments have been flooded, but don't worry, the ship's stability isn't in danger.
Oh my god, look at this. So at this point he's saying 2 compartments, but in the video, the injured historian is telling you he was actually wrong. It was 3 compartments at this point. And then he's also wrong again. The ship's stability is in fact in danger. Oh my god, he was coping so hard. There is no war in Bosig saying. Yeah, dude. Holy.
Wrong. Passengers begin going to muster stations on their own initiative. The cruise director says, "We have a lot of people at muster stations that I do not want to fall overboard. Do we make an announcement to tell them to go to the lounges?" Bozio says, "I think that's best." The harbour master from Livorno calls the ship. The captain tells them that we just have a blackout. How long has this blackout been going on? About 20 minutes. Have you asked passengers to
That's a lie.
put on life vests?
Look at the
It's just a
timer.
blackout. I've got to go.
Look at the timer.
The harbour
That's
master
a lie.
is suspicious. He says to his superiors that he thinks something
It's been more than
is
20
going
minutes.
on. He calls a patrol boat to the area and asks them to look at the ship. Another problem. The fan on the emergency diesel generator isn't working properly. Pilon manually has to turn the thing
Oh
on
my
and off with a
god. This
screwdriver
is,
so that it doesn't overheat and cause a fire.
this is so much
The
worse.
captain is on the phone to the lower decks, asking pointless questions, like, is it still flooded? Yes. Yes, it is. The captain is essentially in denial of the situation. The harbour master calls again. Finally, he says, the ship is taking on water through an opening in the left side and the ship is listing. He qualifies with, no one dead or injured. The harbour master asks if he needs help. Just a tugboat? When in reality, they need a full rescue. With 3 compartments flooded, the captain finally realizes that things are really bad and they are not going to improve. The Coast Guard orders every available ship to the sea. Meanwhile, up with the passengers, the cruise director's assistant says,
I can't get over the Gran Turismo 6 garage being sick. I can't get over it.
everything's under control. Please return to your cabins or hang about in the lounges.
Damn, I listen. I know. I joke about this a lot, but like, dang, women truly are the most powerful, huh? This guy crashed a ship just to impress a girl he wasn't even married to. Damn, that's very scary. Guys, don't be Scatini or whatever the hell this guy's name is. Please, don't be that guy, because this is what happens. This is what happens when you let them win. This is yeah. All that for pussy. Yeah, dude. Oh my god, the critical coup strike. Vagina has killed more men than religion. Kuji, but at what cost? Exactly, dude. That's kind of funny. Dang, my bad, guys. My bad. Time to go back to gender segregation, dude. You know what? My bad. You know what? You're right. Maybe we should go back, okay? Maybe we should go back. Dude, Robert is saying, look, I can sail this with my eyes closed. Guys, if Robert is ever piloting or commandeering a cruise ship, make sure that no women are on board, because you just know that Robert will in fact crash the cruise, okay? Just so you know. I'm joking, of course, guys. Please, I'm joking.
No problem. She said this despite knowing it was wrong and that it further endangered lives. Most passengers at this point, though, aren't listening to this nonsense, and they're busy figuring out how to abandon ship. Bang,
God bless.
bang, 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 bang. Local television has already picked up the story, and they begin broadcasting live radio feed from the bridge. Captain,
Dios
the passengers are going
mío.
on board the boats. Okay, let them go to shore. So then general emergency? Wait, nah. Let me talk to Ferrarini. We risk the emergency generators that do not have cooling. It has cooling problems, 100 degrees. The cooling fan has stopped. Pilon calls the bridge and tells the safety officer they need to evacuate. The safety officer relays this to the captain, but after no response, he orders the engine room to evacuate on his own. The captain says, no, stay. We're leaving. So what do? General emergency? The captain tells Ferrarini that he's abandoning ship. Abandoned ship. Another announcement is made.
Almost an hour, dude, to call an abandoned ship order. 9 minutes away from an hour.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. The situation is under control. Please remain calm. But at this time,
Oh, I'm lying. At 10:36 p.m., they are still saying to not abandon the ship. Oh my fucking god.
they're located outside on deck 4.
The Livorno Coast Guard calls again. The captain declares distress. the Coast Guard officially calls for rescue operations. They contact Pietro Mille, the helicopter base commander, who then calls in every available pilot. As he rushes down to the helicopter base, Pilon shuts down the emergency generator for the final time. The first rescue vessel arrives. By this point, the lifeboats are already going. Luckily, the ship is very close to shore. Oh, perhaps too close to shore. The ship forcefully runs aground, creating an uneven center of gravity.
Oh no.
And it begins heavily listing starboard. The captain issues a general emergency on board. The announcement to abandon ship is finally called and alarms ring out.
Okay, it actually took an hour. He was 10:43 p.m., so he was 2 minutes away from calling abandon ship. And the abandoned ship call came in an hour later. He had to crash the goddamn cruise ship 2 times. This motherfucker had to crash the ship 2 fucking times to finally call to abandon the ship. Dude, it was on the second impact. It was on the second impact that he finally called the abandoned ship. Unreal.
And with that comes panic. And now that they're listing, with many of the lifeboats too awkwardly positioned to enter the water, there aren't enough readily available and they have to start going back and forth to the shore, picking people up and dropping them off. The patrol boats report to the Livorno harbour master that the ship has run aground and is listing heavily. So the harbour master asks the captain about it, and the captain says, no, the ship is still floating. In fact, we're trying to maneuver it onto the shore. They know he's lying.
Hold on, I'm reversing it. Beep, 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 beep.
The captain then says to bottle...
By the way, I want to say something. This became criminal for me the moment that he brought a girl on board just to surprise her while he was on duty. I don't know about you guys, but for me, it became criminal negligence the moment he brought that lady onto the captain's quarters, or not captain's quarters, but like wherever the captain is situated with the rest of the crew. I don't think it's called the dock, the bridge. Yeah, thank you, the bridge, thank you. The moment he brought that woman into the bridge for the sole purpose to impress her, and he started doing irresponsible after irresponsible act, that's the moment that it turned criminal to me. Even if this ship hadn't crashed, he should have seen repercussions for that. And you know what's the fucked up thing about it all? To me, it's very telling the fact that the people around him on the bridge didn't see anything wrong with him bringing some random woman on board. It seems like they were in on it for some reason. I have so many questions. Yes, true. That woman was mine, not his woman, Scarlette. Damn. Wait, are you openly admitting that you got cooked? Are you openly admitting that you were put on a cooking stool? Is that what you're admitting, Janix?
out the starboard anchor. So they drop out the anchor.
I mean, she's just there, right? What harm could she do? Well, I mean, I think it depends a lot on the reason why she's there. I believe they allow people to the bridge in specific contexts, but like randomly allowing somebody while they're like presumably, driving the ship at a low visibility point of the night, I don't know, like it doesn't seem right to me. I'm pretty sure that they do allow people to the bridge, but like it's like on a very controlled manner, and that's if the ship allows you to do that. A lot of them don't allow you to do that, At least he had the at least he had the decency of crashing the ship close to the shore. True. Yeah.
But let out
I guess.
too much chain, effectively rendering them useless. The deputy mayor of Giglio, Mario Pellegrini, and tobacco shop owner Giovanni Rossi arrive at the harbour. They watch the scene unfold. As the first of the lifeboats arrive on shore, the deputy mayor takes the initiative and races to board one of the lifeboats, returning to the ship, and starts trying to find someone in charge. He gives up and starts helping passengers. Scatino tells everyone to leave and take radios, but not before changing out of his uniform and into a nice suit. Priorities. Dimitri Christidis and Silvia Coronica leave with him.
That picture of him, by the way, this one, hold on, let me go back a little bit. That picture of him looks like it was taken like him walking out of a courtroom or something. I am so sure now that this guy faced like criminal. Some sort of he was accused of some sort of crime. I'm almost sure.
Dimitri Christidis and Silvia
Yeah, that looks like a picture that you take from somebody walking out of a courtroom or something. Look at that picture. I'm pretty sure.
Coronica leave with him. The maitre d' and Sir Morton both get out of there. By this point, approximately 300 people are still on the ship. Melee reaches the helicopter base. The first helicopter, a slow-moving Augusta Bell, was already rising.
By the way, that's a traitor. That is a traitorous Italian. Look at this.
The first helicopter people are still on
Look
the
at this.
ship.
Look at this, guys.
Melee reaches the helicopter base.
Melee went to the helicopter on an Aston Martin. That's a Vanquish, I'm pretty sure. Either a Vantage or a Vanquish. That's not a Ferrari. That Milo guy is a traitor. Okay, he's using a British car. Okay, to get to the airport. Look at that.
The first helicopter, a slow-moving Augusta
Right,
Bell,
the base.
was
Sorry.
already rising from the tarmac for the hour-long flight south. Bozio is the last crew member left on the bridge, coordinating evacuation. He then leaves to help passengers board lifeboats. The bridge is now abandoned. And then, the ship's black box stops working. Apparently there were technical problems with it. That means, from here, things are going to get a little foggy in detail. A while later, rescue helicopters arrive, but they're struggling to find the ship because they're expecting it to still be well above water. Passengers are scaling down the port side by ladder as lifeboats return to pick them up.
This is no joke. Oh my goodness. It was no joke, mi amor. Yes.
You're not allowed to make a film movie.
I'm allowed.
Who say you are?
A second
Oh my god. Okay, so those of you who were saying, I know none of you were defending this. I know some of you were saying, but I guess you could bring somebody to the bridge under spit. Like, she looks so guilty there, dude. She looks so guilty there. Oh my god. Why are you filming? Why are you filming? You know? BDR that you see has stopped working. Dude, that film, I know, right? I know. All the officers left before the evacuation of all the passengers was completed. Oh my god, that's insane. Did that actually happen? She's so fucking guilty. Dude, she is 100%, dude, she's 100% guilty. That's insane. That's insane. A lot of people tend to ignore the fact that he changed into a suit is to avoid being recognized. No, dude, no, what, Roy, are you joking? Roy, you're, no way. Oh my god, that's people were left balancing on the hull of the rolled over ship. Oh my god.
helicopter, a faster model, sets off. The ship stops healing and comes to a final resting place. Now the Coast Guard calls the captain because he's just learned that the captain has abandoned ship. The captain claims,
No, I saw he got into a suit. I saw that part, by the way. But I didn't know that the reason why he got into a suit was so he didn't get recognized. Like, what did this motherfucker thought he was gonna do? Run away? What? Like, he thought that people didn't know how he looked like? Was that his masterful gambit, sir? Masterful gambit. You sure? Dude, I'm sure he got away with that one. The hitman disguise? Exactly, dude. Oh my god.
No, actually, I slipped and I fell into one of the lifeboats. I'm a klutz. But now that I'm on board, I may as well head back to shore. DeFalco tells the captain to get the fuck back on board. And the captain kind of acts confused and then effectively refuses. So the captain makes it to shore. From here, we only have mainstream news reports to rely on, so it's not going to be super accurate.
What a
But they
rat.
say that Giglio's police chief then finds 110 survivors on the rocks at Point Gabbianara.
What a spineless snake, dude. What an actual rat. Holy.
And among them is the captain. It's not known whether the captain helped anyone while he was there, and in fact, the police chief claimed that he just sat on the rocks and watched other people do the rescuing. A while later, a rescue boat picks up the captain and takes him to the harbour. He speaks to the police. He then finds the ship's onboard chaplain, Father Rafael Molina, and cries to him for about 15 minutes. Then,
Okay, so thank you for pointing that out. So it's now Saturday. It's been around 5 hours since the ship first impacted, okay? Saturday, 3 in the morning, 3:50. Early in the morning. And there is still 60 people on board. 5 hours later, after the ship first had impact. And there's still people on board. That's insane.
he goes to the harbour master's office to receive probably the biggest dressing down of his entire life. Port authorities ask the taxi driver to take the captain back to his hotel. The captain takes the 30-second cab ride to the Bahamas hotel. According to the cabbie, he was beaten like a dog. He was cold and afraid. He only asked me where he could buy a pair of fresh socks. But then he perked right up again and gave an interview to a news crew. He told them that
At this point, it's been more than 12 hours. It's been 14 hours if my calculations... it's been almost 14 hours if my calculations are correct. There's still 35 people on board. And this motherfucker is giving interviews. Unreal. Unreal, dude.
that he was the last to leave.
The captain is usually the last to abandon ship. What happened, Captain?
We were the last to leave the ship.
All day Saturday, rescuers searched for people.
Are you joking?
Ship. On Sunday morning, a South Korean couple is...
What? Are you joking?
Found in their cabin, safe but shivering. They had slept through the crash and woke up unable to exit their cabin. The last survivor, Manrico Giampandroni, was found with a broken leg. He was...
At this point, it's Sunday. It's been 48 hours. We're 5 minutes away from 48 hours since the first impact. No, sorry. It's AM. Not 48 hours. You have to subtract 12 hours from that. It's been a day and a half. There's still 33 people on board.
The cabin service director. In the end, 32 people died. The final body wasn't discovered until...
Okay.
Till nearly 3 years later, a crew member, Russell Rebello, and it's believed that he died a hero helping passengers off the ship.
You look ready to kill someone? Yeah. You know how passionate I get over these things. Listen, I could pretend to do like the fake, reaction and do, and do like a, oh wow, I can't believe, dude, no, it's I know it would be a lot more entertaining for me to say, oh wow, that's crazy, and just move on, but like I'm just like extremely mad right now. While this guy was giving interviews and washing his hands like Pontius Pilate, 32 people lost their lives for some coochie. Like, really? Your fellow crew member died doing the job that you didn't do. Just because you were coping so fucking hard that you decided to lie to the people on your ship? Do not insult Pilot by... You get what I mean, Leto. You get what... Leto, sorry. You get what I mean. It's just... You will learn to hate everyone that were connected to this boat. Dude, I'm trying to like kind of control myself a little bit because it's like, I kind of don't want to say it right now.
The Cost of Concordia was the largest cruise ship disaster since the Titanic. And then there's the ship. This is what happens to a 110,000-ton cruise liner when it's left half rolled over in the ocean. But this isn't the end.
I was gonna ask if they were able to even like fetch the ship, because a lot of times when stuff like this happens, it's very hard to even like salvage something like this. It's actually super interesting, the fact that they managed to like somehow stand it back up and people were able to like actually, like people were able to explore this. This average cruise company lot spent $500 million in an insanely luxurious ship, and then hired the biggest bunch of buffoons to sail it and operate it. And there are 33 ghosts haunting the thing. Dude, yeah. Oh my god. It was close to the shore after all. Yeah. But I figured that it would break off a little bit more because it's so heavy, you know? In a way, it speaks a little bit to the engineering behind it. The fact that it didn't collapse in and of itself after like what happened through, like after all that ship went through, right? The fact that they were able to stand it back up and, you know, people were able to explore it. The ship clearly was well built. So that wasn't the issue. It was literally the retarded captain that couldn't keep it in his pants. That was it.
And it's just the halfway point. What most people know is that the Cost of Concordia had crashed, many dead, and that the captain abandoned ship like a coward. But there's a whole veritable spaghetti of details to untangle.
Here we go.
Let's dive in.
Here we go.
There they are. The deets.
Ooh. Ooh.
Blue box time. The Costa Concordia was more than just a floating resort. There's a mall, a casino, cha-ching, cha-ching. This iron chest was full of safes and cash registers and expensive...
Dad, you know this video is old because he is using Overwatch 1 loot boxes as a part of a bit in his video. This video is very old. That's actually crazy. Also, yeah, if you've never been on a cruise ship before, one of the weirdest parts about it is that cruise ships, depending on the ones that you go to, cruise ships are literally like a city on the sea. And it's a very weird feeling to be to be in like this massive boat that doesn't even feel like a boat because of the size of it, you know? Like the cruise ship that I went to was so fucking big that I sometimes would forget that, oh yeah, this is literally like a floating city. Or, oh yeah, that's a good way of putting it, like a floating mall. It's crazy. It's actually crazy. Loot boxes are back though, Scar. Shut the fuck up. I don't play Overwatch, okay? I you know I'm joking, Bob. But dude, Overwatch is like, you know, if it's back, I'm not even good. I didn't even know. I didn't even know. Was it Carnival Cruises? No, I forget the one. It wasn't a Carnival though. I know the carnivals have a bad reputation for being like the ones where like a bunch of bad stuff happens, so I didn't go on that one.
Fittings. And there were plenty of gamers prepared to sneak by authorities and try their luck in the hot zone. Within days, police divers reported that valuable items, once seen lying around the ship, were now missing. High-end liquor, expensive furniture, dining sets, cash from the casino, cash registers, jewelry and display cabinets, safes, Japanese woodblock prints by famous 18th century artists, as well as the iconic bell, which...
Damn, okay, so this video is talking about 33 people dead, but he actually showed a 34th person who died.
18th century
only that he died, he died a year ago. And chat is covering his face. So in reality, if you really think about it, this video is talking about 34 people dead, not 33 people who died. Smile.
As well as
also, doesn't it feel weird for the people who are doing this type of underwater salvaging to like go through items of people, but like to also see like dead people floating around the ship? Because I'm pretty sure that it took a while to take those people out of there, like the dead people, right? So they were probably like just swimming all around the place, salvaging all those things. And they probably saw like dead people just floating around. That has to be fucked up, dude. It's why salvagers unfortunately have that high suicide rates. Oh, they do? The bodies can be sold to... Okay, calm down. We're not playing Lethal Company. Calm down. Calm down. Okay. Hold your horses, okay? I didn't know that about salvagers having high suicide rates. That's interesting. Well, I mean, it's depressing as hell, honestly, but it's an interesting fact. I didn't know that.
Was the iconic bell, which hung from the bridge of the ship. It was never found. Who steals a big fuck-off bell? Even the server admins were getting involved. 4 divers who were part of the company contracted to refloat the Concordia were spotted on CCTV, sneaking out to the ship. A patrol boat was dispatched, and the men were caught inside the fancy suites with rucksacks full of stolen goods. The 4 men are charged with stealing and thieving and pinching. Later on, stolen as well as
Damn, imagine going through all the effort to salvage stuff from a ship just to end up getting put for 6 months in jail and having to pay 200 euros. That is a really bad trade. I want to take that trade. God dang. It took a while. Internet historian did say that the last body was found 3 years after. Oh my god.
legitimate items found their way to Amazon
Yikes.
and eBay. Chips from the casino, postcards, and cabin access cards became highly sought after souvenirs.
It even has a watermark.
Some Australian guy even made a listing for the
Sticker
ship
toppy.
itself, advertising it as buyer to collect. And although there were plenty of bidders, eBay pulled the plug.
Ooh.
I know you want to see Scatino go to jail, and we'll get to that. But first, we have to talk about someone else. Dominika Samorton.
That was a close one.
There was speculation that she was on the...
Okay, guys, I don't mean to be mean, like, at all. But, like, I need to know, what does she have that is worth $500 million worth of a cruise ship and killing 33 people over this? Masterclass hedgehogs, Coochie must be the bomb, I know, right? 32 people died, not 33? Okay, so 32 people died. The question remains, she has football? Maybe she knows the techniques. Oh, damn, she does the secret Discord attack? She knows the secret Discord tech? Is that what you're saying, Cho? She knows how to give that Guk 9000 real good? Damn, okay, my bad. Crazy eyes? Yeah, I know some of you guys like girls that like the crazy eyes thing going on. I know some of you guys are into that type of shit. I can see the vision. I don't get it myself, but I can see it, okay?
The bridge that evening because she was the captain's mistress.
Oh,
Intense
no.
media speculation reports that her presence distracted the captain.
They both denied their love for years and maintained that they were just friends. Although she did later admit to the media that she found him handsome. And how could you not?
You so fucking precious when you smile.
But she says there was no romantic link between them.
Some people would like to believe
Okay, she's not ugly. I still don't listen. Okay, she's not ugly, but I don't think she's like. I don't know. I don't think she's worth crashing a $500 million ship over this. I'm still not quite sure about that one. Gorilla Grip Coochie. Oh my god. She's like a 5. Listen, apparently for him, she was a 10 out of 10 in his heart. You know. Also, guys, reminder to subscribe and follow on Twitch if you haven't. Smile.
you want to know I have something with him. It's more interesting. It's like, you know, some spicy in the story.
Miss Samorton also loved the spotlight, however.
Everyone! Oh no!
And took several interviews. But as the pressure mounted upon her, she began making ominous threats to Scatino.
Francesco Scatino, I gave you 1 week to tell the truth about what happened. Immediately after you did the announcement to abandon ship. 1 week. Mamma mia, motherfuckers. I think they banned. Never mind. I see the vision. She's kind of crazy. I think I get it now. I think Scatino wasn't too in hers. I think that's the issue.
Saying he must confess, and that you have but 1 week to come clean.
I think I get it now.
Weird.
Spicy.
Samorton is a bit of a wild card. In a subsequent interview, she claimed a helicopter came to the ship well before the other rescue craft to take away a package. Huh? And what was that package? Drugs, apparently. So rumors began that the ship was running narcotics for the mafia. And not without cause, a number of cruise ships, even recently, have been caught trafficking drugs. As an aside, Scatino was tested for drugs immediately after the crash. He tested negative for drugs in his system, but trace amounts of cocaine were found in a hair sample.
Makes it smoother.
This is so much better than having sex before the ship went under. This is so much better, holy shit. This is so much better, dude.
And less dry.
Nonetheless, the Concordia was searched and no drugs were reportedly ever found. How did we get here? Oh, right, a helicopter.
Wait, but that's a claim from her. We don't know yet. Powered by booger sugar? Yeah, dude. The Colombian boat sugar is powerful even in this side of Italy, bro. Across all the way on the other side of the world, and the Colombian boat sugar is still going strong, dude.
Hold on. Sir Morton commented on it again the next day and said, actually, that helicopter was just for the captain as a means of evacuation from the ship. Okay, wait. So she expected to get some sort of first-class rescue while everyone else was still stuck on the ship? Wait, how did we get here? Oh, right, sex with the captain. Divers were quick to head to the captain's cabin, where they found Miss Sir Morton's lingerie and other articles of clothing, as well as a makeup bag. The jig was up.
Okay.
But they continued denying it. Sir Morton mostly faded from international attention until she was told to appear before the court to present witness testimony. The judge pressed her to be
I mean, is she a reliable witness? Or were they just throwing everything that they could get to stick at the wall?
Truthful about their relationship, or she would be held in contempt.
Either tell me the truth or shut up.
So finally, she admitted it.
Yes, I had a sentimental relationship with the captain.
Stop.
But now, stop asking about my private life.
She was indeed the captain's lover.
What?
Ooh la la.
Drum Alert Nation! Citino cheated on his wife with C.
Killer meme star, let's get right into the news. And by news, I mean the one that you tie from the ceiling. I'm kidding, that's a joke. Holy shit, I'm sorry, my bad. I should have taken my pills today.
Oh my god!
She and Scatino had been having an affair for several weeks. She also said that on the night she boarded, she didn't have a ticket.
Ticket, please.
And didn't need to pay because nobody questions you when you're the captain's lover. Naturally, she gave another confusing interview after leaving court.
I want to say that today is the second time I die, because the first time I died in the night of the crash with my psychological brain and problems. And today I died the second time because...
Yeah, no, I see it. I see it. I see the vision now. I really do. I really do. If I did it before, I do now.
Of course, people find out something that I try to hide.
Subsequent to the trial, she used her fame in Moldova to become a political activist, often appearing on television and radio and in articles covering protests, accompanied by pictures of her being arrested by police.
Jesus Christ.
It was some stuff about victims of violence, women's rights,
Girl power.
yada yada yada, and interestingly, part of a push to block the sale of shares of
I feel like people like her actively, you know, are working to take women's rights away. And you know what? Sometimes I can understand why people want to. With people like her around, listen, I'll be the first to do it. I'll be the first to do it, because this is fucked up. This is insane levels of fucked up, dude. I can't believe this video, dude.
Moldova's train network to Russia. Sure. Other than that, I don't really know what she's been up to. Let me just check on her Oh god,
Oh
not again.
no. Oh no.
Several civil suits were quickly lodged against Cost of Concordia, and their parent company, Carnival Cruises, immediately saw a share drop of 23%.
Don't beat.
Passengers sought compensation for their damaged mental health, lost belongings, and loved ones.
Another dead person in this video. The Bogdanovs. Damn.
Either they allowed him to divert from his course, or they didn't know where their billion-dollar ship was.
Within a few days, facing financial and media pressure, the CEO attempted to join the bandwagon against the captain and the crew.
Okay, dude.
That was not the ordinary route that the ship was taking at the time, and was not only taking, but the time the ship was...
Claiming that the ship was not approved to deviate from the route, but that was...
Yeah, but you're approved, first of all, you're approved as captain after having like a bunch of issues with like his style of commandeering these ships, right? And that's also not true. We know that.
True. Approval isn't required if the ship is deviating by less than 15 miles, or that it was against company rules. Also untrue, because investigators found that they didn't have any rules about deviating route, and they tacitly encouraged sail by salutes. Now, in response to the civil suits, Costa Crociere offered passengers 11,000 euros each as compensation.
That's kind of small.
11,000 euros, about $14,000, is the minimum compensation under international law when a ship is abandoned.
This was to reimburse them for their tickets, as well as any costs they accrued in having to unexpectedly travel home early.
And that was supposed to release them from everything and anything that has to do with this accident. I cannot ask for more than this.
A lot of passengers, understandably, were not too happy with this deal, and they refused to take the money.
We think the offer is an insult. For what these poor passengers went through, we think that the compensation being offered is not commensurate.
I mean, 32 people died. And this guy's really think, oh yeah, we'll just give him $14,000. That doesn't, like, depending on what part of the world you came from, that doesn't even start to cover, like, the... Like, imagine you're from Japan, let's say, and you're trying to go to Italy to take this ship. How much money must have you spent just on the flight alone to get over there? Just alone on that fact. And then on top of that, not only are you offering that to people who look like, that doesn't even start to cover like what happened. People died in this, right? So what are you going to offer to the families of the victims here? $500,000 for the victims' families and 50K minimum for evacuees? Is that what they ended up offering?
Here, take it. Compensation being offered is not commensurate.
Later, Costa Crociere would lodge a plea deal with the Tuscany court to pay a €1 million fine to avoid a criminal trial. The judge agrees. Costa Crociere is now off the hook for all criminal liability for the whole thing. They've washed their hands of the incident and flecked the residual droplets of responsibility onto the faces of 6 staff members. Passengers and relatives of the dead are livid that the company has been able to avoid criminal responsibility.
Offered is not commensurate.
Civil suits against the company continue. By the way, the residents of the island of Giglio also banded together and sought damages. They didn't get much. Eventually, passengers who refused the initial compensation of $11,000 joined civil parties against Schettino in his trial in 2015.
Is not commensurate.
They were awarded €30,000 each. Other cases, especially those involving lost relatives, are settled for undisclosed amounts.
And that is the main menu song of Skullgirls, by the way. Smile.
New York attorney Peter Renee traveled to Budapest to represent 6 real survivors of the disaster.
At Renee, we personally work on every case.
And we'll work harder than anyone to get you the money.
I still don't think that 30,000 is enough. I'm telling you, like, there were people who probably had to go to, probably some type of therapy to get over this. Scars, I mean, Skullgirls? Yeah, I better be.
Most money possible in the shortest amount of time.
And while on the job, a 7th case cropped up via email. An elderly woman, Alona, said,
"Help me, Mr. Ronai, for I have lost my daughter, Eva, and my 5-year-old granddaughter, Roxana."
So Mr. Renai agreed to speak with her. However, there were some inconsistencies in her story. Neither Eva nor Roxana were on the passenger list. Odd, but Costa is known for having stowaways.
Gotcha, bitch!
Still, Mr. Renai was suspicious. They wouldn't cheaty old Petey, would they? Renai inquired further about why she was on board, especially without a ticket. Ilona said,
"Well, I don't know, but you should ask her boyfriend."
Zolt Horvath.
He'll know all the details.
What is going on?
I'm going crazy, he said. But Mr. Renai was still suspicious. Because then she asked, "How much money do you think this is worth?" This is a huge red flag, Petey. In 20 years of doing this, you've never had anyone ask about money. Why now? So Mr. Renai hired an investigator and sent photos around of the missing girl. The next day, the phone rang. Oh, hoi hoi. It was the boyfriend again. Look, there's been a bit of a misunderstanding and the child isn't missing at all. Uh-huh.
Oh,
and then
okay.
he claimed he was confused because he had done too many drugs the night before. Oh. Okay, can I speak to the daughter then? At first, he was refused. So Renai said that he'd have to file a missing persons report to the police if he couldn't. The boyfriend relented. That night, Renai met with Zolt and brought the police with him.
What?
He speaks to the granddaughter and asks her if she's seen Mum. Yeah, I saw her today. Oh, really? Yeah, we went to the park today and we went on the swings. Oh no, the jig was up. So the mum walks into the room sheepishly. It's a miracle! And the story changed again. Okay, I'm not dead, but I did injure my leg when I jumped from the ship. And then I immediately flew back to Budapest. Although don't worry about checking my leg because there are no visible marks or injuries.
Okay, bitch. Okay.
I'm beginning to think they weren't even on the boat. Also, it turns out this lady isn't her mum, it's just a neighbour. Eventually, Renee managed to make the pair confess. And then they said, hey, we haven't done anything wrong. We haven't taken any money. And in the end, it looks like there'll be no criminal punishment for the scam, because Hungary, a former communist country, has no laws against insurance fraud on the books.
Not beating the allegations, by the way. The Europeans in chat, I'm so sorry, but you guys are not beating the allegations right now. The stereotype is very much alive. The stereotype is very much in full swing on this one.
Firm that never sleeps, call 1-800-6647.
Oh, that's a bad idea. Oh, that's a very bad idea.
Mario, would you teach me some Italian?
Oh, of course.
Means get back on board for fuck's sake.
Okay, thanks.
Stay cheeky breaky. Yeah, but Hungary is in Eastern Europe, right? Ish. I thought it was. Am I wrong? It's Eastern. It's Europe. I thought it was. Oh, I guess it's Central Europe. I mean, Middle Europe, please. Central. I mean, even if it's Middle Europe, you're still not beating the allegations.
Gregorio de Felco, the naval officer who shouted at Scatino to "Vada a bordo caso," became a bit of a
Don't
national
push us that
hero
close to
overnight
Russia.
in Italy. He, like the rest of the world, expected Scatino to go down with the ship. And when the captain chickened out, De Falco was there to admonish him. And when he stopped answering the radio, he called him on his cell phone to continue putting him on blast. When the captain first reported just a blackout, De Falco didn't believe the story and immediately began preparing a rescue effort, which likely saved several lives. His actions were applauded by most Italians who were tired of their public servants being corrupt and avoiding responsibility. Accordingly, shirts sporting "Vada a bordo caso" were being printed by the end of the week, others setting it as their phone's ringtone. But then, in September 2014, without warning, De Falco was transferred to an admin role in the Coast Guard.
Hear what I said? He'd been demoted.
De Falco said that he had been passed up for promotion, that he had also not been told which admin office he was even being transferred to, and that it all effectively cancelled 10 years of his career. De Falco was tres furioso, and there was public speculation that it was owing to bad blood between himself and Admiral Delano, his former boss. His status among the public overshadowed his superior in many ways.
No good deed goes unpunished, exactly.
On the other hand, his boss said, no, it's part of a normal career progression for naval officers and that he must show more maturity and professionalism to advance his career. Now, it's hard to know what's true in office politics, so let's leave that alone. And anyway, in 2018, De Falco said buenas noches, ya later, to the Italian Navy to become a politician. In March that year, he was elected to the Italian Senate, serving as a member for Livorno. He still serves there today.
I'm the captain now.
The day after the disaster, Scatino was taken into custody by police and...
You know what's the... I'm still wrapping my head around a little bit around the fact that the parent company, was it Carnival? Dude, I cannot believe that the Italian government said, yeah, like you guys are off the hook. Yes, it's Carnival. Okay, sorry. Then yeah, I'm just bad at remembering like names. At this point, I'm still like wrapping my head around a little bit that the Italian government allowed Carnival to get away with it like that. I really am. Like, Italian government known for not being very corrupt. It's a reminder that, yes, we often hear a lot from all the donations that politicians receive and all the backdoor favors and whatever. But man, it's truly a constant. The fact that, hey, you know what? Power, money and power in general just corrupts no matter where it's located. It's insane to me just how, no matter the country that you live in, we just allow this to happen. And we'll allow a multi-billion-dollar company like Carnival have a fuck up of this magnitude. And yeah, we're gonna let them out, we're gonna let them get away with it. Yeah, I guess. It's unreal. And honestly, that's literally why do you see people like, and not to sib for this guy, because I don't necessarily agree with his methods, but that's what prompted somebody like Luigi Mangione to do what he did. Let's be real here. But because when companies go unchecked for this long, that's kind of what happens. And people notice.
Underwent questioning.
Unreal.
However, it was clear that this would not be a straightforward investigation. So the judge released him under house arrest at his home in Sorrento, a town in Napoli. By July of that year, the house arrest was relaxed and he was allowed within this general area. While under house arrest, he wrote a book with this journalist from Rai magazine. I have no idea what it says, I don't speak Italian. But goddammit, he must have some kind of charisma going on, because there's been a lot of speculation in the press that he had an affair with her as well.
You can't keep getting away with it!
Hold on, I got it. Not content with abandoning his ship, this dude is determined to abandon his wife as well. So, Schettino and 5 others are facing criminal charges. Straight away, everyone lodges a plea bargain with the court.
Oh my god,
and
so
all
gross.
Those plea bargains are accepted, except for Schettino's. And the condition of everyone's reduced sentences are that they must provide witness testimony against Schettino.
He touched me.
Ciro, Jacob, and Silvia were all given suspended sentences. Roberto and Manrico are able to opt for community service or house arrest. Not a bad deal.
A good deal. Good deal.
And that meant that Schettino was now all on his own.
Okay.
Ciro, the first officer, was the first to give his testimony. On the witness stand, he claimed that Schettino was distracted by his mistress and other guests on the bridge. That there was confusion over who was in command. Then it was Jacob's turn. And he said, Lamau XD, because he didn't actually bother with his testimony or his reduced sentence. He just fled the country. It took authorities 12 months to eventually track him down on the outskirts of Jakarta. And when they...
Dude, you said fuck this shit out loud, dude. I'm not touching this shit. Look at that prime Italian meat. Oh my god, dude. That's so gross. God. Women are cooked. I'm gonna say it. Women are cooked. You know that guy was able to get attention, from other girls like that just because of the drama he was embroiled in. You just know if he hadn't gained that notoriety from the situation surrounding him, you just know that he wouldn't get even a half of the girls he's getting right now, or he got during that time before his sentencing. It's like the girls that go for remember do you remember the guy that had all the tattoos in his face, and I think he got turned into a model, which was a criminal, and girls started to sip massively over him. Dude, I've never understood that kind of behavior, I'll be honest. Still to this day, I don't even see the vision. Even if the person is even if the guy's attracted, I still don't see the vision. You mean like Luigi? Yeah, a little bit. I'll say this though, at least in the case of Luigi, you could argue that you could make some kind of moral argument in a sense, or you could at least do an argument of, oh yeah, Luigi is just acting on how people feel regarding the current situation without the health insurance stuff and all that bullshit. And he's just taking out that anger on the person that he thinks is responsible. So even though I don't agree with what he did, you could argue that, like he has at least some ground to stand on, even though I don't agree with what he did. Ted Bundy, that's a good example actually. Yeah, Ted Bundy. But one thing is to see that and say hey, you know what? The people in the US are just tired of, health insurance companies abusing the populace, But it's another thing altogether to to see a snake like this get more girls, you know? And he had a wife. That's another good point that people in chat has been bringing up. That he also had a wife as well, right? So it's not like he was just like a bad boy, you know, sticking it to the men or whatever. No, like this was a fucking spineless snake who decided to abandon ship and ended up killing 32 people in the process due to how irresponsible he was during the entire ordeal, just because he wanted a little bit of coochie. Dude, it's crazy.
They said, "Oi, we still want that witness testimony." He just scalped again, and he hasn't been found since. After that, Ferrarini gave his testimony, then look, we don't have time to relitigate the whole trial, so let's just go straight to the verdict. Guilty!
There we go. There we
Schettino
go.
was found guilty of multiple manslaughter, causing a shipwreck, abandoning
Thank
ship,
you.
and lying to authorities. He is sentenced to 16 years and 1 month in prison.
It should be life. If 32 people had died while he was following procedure, that's one thing. That's one thing. But he didn't follow procedure. He was irresponsible during the entire process. Oh my god. Dude, it's the same thing as with the Nick Crowley situation. Like with the video that we saw a couple of days ago. Oh my god. Europeans need to be a little bit harsher when stuff like this happens, because, oh my god.
But wait, there's still the appeals. The appeals trial begins.
Okay.
And the verdict on the appeal? Surprise! Rejected.
Oh my god,
so
thank you.
Schettino's lawyers appealed again. And the verdict on the final appeal?
Schettino made multiple attempts to secure a plea deal, but was denied by the prosecution each time. The prosecution called for Schettino to be sentenced to 26 years in prison, calling the incident a Titanic affair.
Oh, okay, I see what
Yeah, but he got 16.
Schettino was not present. His lawyers stated that he was waiting outside of the jail for the ruling, so that if his plea was rejected, he could immediately start serving his sentence. And with that, 5 years and 4 months after the disaster, he was finally in a cell.
So he's in the gulag now.
I will not be making any comment.
And lie detectives, bros. Lie detectives.
The salvage operation was enormous. It took over 2 years and cost an estimated $1.2 billion. Beginning in early 2012, they first spent 2 months pumping fuel from the ship's tanks. At the same time, they had to pump seawater in so that the balance wasn't affected and the ship didn't slide around. In early 2013,
Wow.
a platform was built under the ship to prevent it from falling further. Sponsons were then attached to the sides of the ship and cables attached to the underwater platform. The sponsons were then dragged underwater and opened up to allow the ocean to fill them. The ship could then roll over properly.
Can this ship can it even be salvaged? Oh, by the way, 90 Scarlette, thank you for the $2 super chat. USA has antitrust laws. Now it's donations. Yeah, good point. Sorry, I missed that. Thank you so much. Thank you. Then a customer in the dude. I just wonder, like how. Okay, I need to see what happened to this ship.
By late 2013, the ship was upright once more. The sponsons were then attached
So
to
like
the
a
side
year
of
and
the
a
ship to help
half,
keep
more
it
or
going.
less, to
It now
stand it
rested
up.
partially above water, and crews could walk around safely. By July 2014, the water was removed from the sponsons, and compressed air was pumped in to lift the ship.
Oh, okay.
And she was ready to cruise again. This time to a port in Genoa. It was a 4-day towing journey
Wow.
to the docks, where a 2-year process of dismantling and recycling would begin.
Okay.
That same weekend of the towing, Schettino was busy. He was the guest of honor at a white party on an island in the Bay of Naples. He appeared on the front page of a local newspaper, flanked by 2 of Italy's most eligible bachelorettes.
Life truly isn't fair, huh? Life truly isn't fair. I realize that life is what you make of it. Resist your urge to slur. Damn, that's fucked up because I didn't think about a slur. I read that message and now I'm thinking of a slur in my head. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. Don't do that. Don't implant slurs in my head. That's fucked up. You haven't fined one critic for a violation of the verbal morality code?
Anyway, so these are the things that I remember from the Cost of Concordia.
I cannot believe this video.
Maiden of the Sea. And as for you, little fella.
I think it was the one who stole the bell.
Well, it's time to return you.
No!
From whence you came.
No! Not the bell!
Six quick things. 1. NordVPN, good product, check them out. Number 2, there's a new video on the second channel. You probably didn't see it because it was temporarily restricted.
Do you know what? This ending is better than the Titanic for one reason. For one simple reason. Unlike the Titanic where at the end of the movie, she threw away a priceless, piece of jewelry that could have given Rose's, kids a stable life for way after she's gone. At least when he did it, it was funny, okay? That was a good video. Well, maybe the Cost of Concordia bill is probably worth good money. I mean, probably, but it's not worth half of the money, right? That something like the priceless, jewel that she throws away at the end of the movie is, right? But yeah, damn, that's a good fucking video. I'll say it, this was better than the Area 51 video. I'm usually not super interested in videos regarding cruise ships and whatever and disasters like these. I knew a little bit of what happened in the Area 51 thing. In that video he explained so many things that I didn't know, but I knew about the memes, I knew about these things, right? I had never heard of the Cost of Concordia, or rather, learning about this situation with this boat. No wonder it's the most viewed video by Internet Historian.